To the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Mike Favetta along with Cara DeFalco. A sad story. A New Jersey state official was killed in a car crash on Wednesday, July 10th in Hamilton, Mercer County.
Yeah, the accident that killed Chad Lackey, the executive director of the New Jersey State Commission of Investigation, happened at the intersection of Route 130 and Clockner Road.
Lackey served as a commissioner for nearly 20 years and was appointed the agency's first African-American executive director in January of 2020. Governor Phil Murphy expressed his sorrow over Lackey's passing, highlighting his pivotal role in combating organized crime, opioid abuse, corruption, and other countless issues. The governor remarked, "There is no doubt New Jersey is a safer and more just place because of him."
Police reported that the driver, a 51-year-old woman, may have run a red light leading to the crash. Lackey and his passenger, a 44-year-old woman, were transported to Capitol Health Regional Medical Center, where Lackey was pronounced dead, while the passenger remains in critical condition. The other driver sustained non-life-threatening injuries.
Community members and SCI staff are mourning Lackey's loss and hope to continue his legacy. A sad story, especially with the investigation ongoing, knowing how it was a traffic-involved incident. So, I think it's something sad to report on a Thursday morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, next up, we have some scientists here about climate change. The scientists at Climate Central recently developed FloodVision, a tool that provides photorealistic visualization of potential future flooding and precise entry floor elevation measurements of buildings and structures. They kicked off their Edge of America tour in early June in Maine and are now headed to New Jersey. Here to tell us all about it is technical producer and project manager Daniel Kruger and field producer Max Grader. Well, welcome to the show, Daniel and Max.
Good morning.
We're happy to have you guys on. So if, let's start with Daniel. Can you tell us, what is FloodVision? How does it work?
Sure. So FloodVision, you can think of as Google Street View for sea level rise or potential flooding from hurricanes or storms. Essentially, we have multiple vehicles that are equipped with cameras, LiDAR, and GPS, which allows us to record data and create visualizations based on future sea level rise, flooding, or storms.
So, Max, this question is for you. What is the Edge of America tour, and where have you traveled in the FloodVision vehicle so far?
Sure. It's a 6-month tour, started in Maine, I believe 6 weeks ago. We're going all the way down the East Coast, around Florida, and then along the Gulf Coast, hoping to end up in Houston, Texas.
Oh my goodness, that is one heck of a road trip for sure. I'm envisioning something like the Google car that you see passing. Yeah, there it is. There's the FloodVision vehicle. A little more intense. So why is this FloodVision tour so important?
Sure. So the visualizations that we collect are able to warn people ahead of time when a storm is coming. It can show what potential flood levels could be in areas that are important. We're meeting with government officials, resiliency officers, community leaders, and media organizations like yourself to help spread the word and give people the knowledge that they can use.
So, Max, I understand that the FloodVision vehicle is on its way here. You'll be heading it up next week in New Jersey. So how is New Jersey different from some of the other states that you'll visit?
It's all beach communities, so it's somewhat similar, but I'm a New Yorker, so I'm excited to come down to Jersey. Those are my people down there as well, but everything is a little different. It's a blessing and a curse because I'm going beach to beach to beach, but I'm all by myself, so a little bit lonely, no one to share it with, but I'm having some great food. I had lobster rolls up in Maine. I'm looking forward to experiencing the Jersey Shore, and the vehicle is so awesome. It's fully electric, Ford F-150. I can't drive it as fast as I would like. I got to keep it pretty slow while we're collecting data, but it's a really fun experience.
It sounds like a great trip. Like, I feel like I would enjoy, just going for that ride. Max, have you seen, as you've been, driving this thing around, we had said, what's unique about New Jersey, perhaps, but I mean, does the East Coast have a lot of variation along it, or are we all pretty much kind of, sandy shores, barrier islands? Are we all kind of dealing with the same issues here?
I think, all coastal communities are dealing with the same issues, but, in terms of the terrain and what I'm seeing, I mean, it's a little bit different. When I started in Maine, we try to keep, I stay off the highway. We try to do coastal roads as close to the shore as possible. The beginning part of Maine is Route 3, kind of more wilderness, but then when you get to southern Maine, it is more similar to the Jersey Shore, where it's beach community after beach community. There's some boardwalks, there's some roller coasters. I'm in New York now, which is a totally different beast, right? So just going around the perimeter of Brooklyn and Queens is a little more treacherous in a huge truck, lots of traffic. But I mean, we're all facing the same, issues when it comes to climate change and sea level rise.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody here will forget Superstorm Sandy anytime soon. Certainly not down at the Jersey Shore. Daniel, where can we go to find more information and to see the data that you're collecting?
Sure. So you can visit floodvision.org, and it'll give you information about the Edge of America tour and Flood Vision in general. You can even request locations for the Flood Rover, which Max is driving to visit along this route.
Great stuff, gentlemen. Thank you both so very much. And again, both from the from Flood Vision tour and the Edge of America tour. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mike, how much you want to be on that tour? I know you do.
Oh, it sounds like really. It sounds like a great data collection experience, right? Because she's right. You're not like going to the beach and enjoying an afternoon in the sun. He's actually working and driving around and trying to see where the next storm's floodwaters will rise and up to one point. And you have to do that on the ground and, surveying with that special vehicle and all its equipment. So I've seen some of the visualizations of how it looks in some areas, and it's kind of daunting. Very similar to what happened with Sandy, and this kind of gives an idea of, with sea level rise, how that will worsen the flooding along those beach communities.
And you know what? I'll tell you what what it made me think of was, and I'm curious if maybe this is their next step, is are they going to do rivers as well? Because I'm just thinking of Sandy, if not only Sandy but Irene, and how badly a lot of the rivers flooded. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're going to, kind of map that out next.
Yeah, I think it is part of the long-term plan of showing how we know Manville, places in Boundbrook, areas along the Raritan that flood so easily. We even had some heavy rain last night that flooding. Even though this is more toward sea level rise, I'm sure down the road there are eventually plans to include the river flooding, since it has become such a big problem here in New Jersey after big soaking rains and flooding rain events.
Absolutely.
So coming up, a great new vegan shop that's sweet for everyone to enjoy. That's next.